Welcome to the country of Thiralon. The country of machinations, innovations, and creations by the many magically gifted, where discoveries are to be found, adventures are to be had, and stories are to be told. Welcome to the Worst Outcomes podcast. My name is Ethan. I'll be the dungeon master for this session and the foreseeable. And just get started. We'll start from the perspective of our character, Rhys.
That's not the character's name, but that's my name. The character is called Mud. It's because he's pretty much made of mud. He's a little short man. I don't know if you can really call him a man at this point.
No,
but,
he's like a little goo.
He is. He's made out of mud, but it's more that he's made out of goo that looks like mud.
Yeah.
I think he's around 2'6", which is hulking, I'm sure. And yeah, he's very round. He's a bit of a rotund fella. He kind of only has fingers when he wants to, and the same with toes. His body's quite a little bit amorphous, almost, and he's got big eyes.
Now that we know Mud, after a long day's venture north from the village of Loggers Haven, you mosey up to a small, window-lit village, cradled by a channel that bends behind and around, connecting to the creek marsh leading to the village dock. You see small glints of light being made by fireflies and whistlebugs that dance over the body of water. On the other side, you see one of the many entrances to the leacher wood, from what memory you can muster, somewhere to be avoided if possible, for now. Unfortunately, everywhere looks to be closed or locked up for the night, but it doesn't seem that you'll be locked out here alone. You notice two other figures standing outside, knocking on the door of a shop. One of the figures covered in gauze from head to toe, the other looking a bit more commonly clothed, if not a little rich, holding a stave.
Hello, I'm Michael, and my character is Nhilan and Oem, a human lunar sorcerer with blonde hair in a bun, and, as described, fairly common/rich-esque clothing. He holds a staff with various engravings on it. Stuff to do with his past is writing down runes on stuff when he ran out of paper.
Hello, I'm Finn. I'm playing Oem, a feral tiefling monk. He's dressed from head to toe in gauze, except for a pair of red horns poking out of his forehead, one of which is broken, and two red eyes staring out from under the bandages.
By the stars. I know it's late, but can't they give us a hand?
I'm telling you, they're not open.
I know, but I'm just hoping they have some compassion.
Oh, hello. Well, what's in there? Who are you? I'm lost.
I'm sorry, what is that?
I don't know. Hello.
Have you heard about God?
I
think you'd like to know. She's very nice.
I've heard of these types. Do you want to hear them out? I don't.
Hi, my name's Mud. It's because I look kind of like mud. Some people call me dumb, but that's just because it's my name backwards.
Hello, Mud. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Hello.
My name is Nhilan.
That's different than mine.
It is. What brings you here so late?
You wouldn't happen to have access to a room, would you?
Nope. I sleep on the floor.
We can't do that, can we?
Actually, more specifically, I sleep as the floor. What are you guys trying to do?
Find lodging?
Well, primarily cross the river, but yes, to find lodging.
Who's that?
It's not a person.
It's
a place where you can go and rest for the night if you don't have a home nearby.
Oh, like a tree.
I suppose in a manner of sense.
Nice. I like trees. They're picturesque. You know, you just sit on top of one and just look out in the stars. Makes you think about your place in the universe.
I agree with all that. I disagree with this thing's existence.
What?
I don't know. He seems just as lost as us, to be honest.
True.
And, what's one more to the group?
My goddess guides me! Sorry. I had to get out of there.
I understand.
As from your attempts before, you knocked on the door, and nobody seemed to have pretty much given you any symbol that somebody's home, other than the fact that there is lit windows and sort of like movement behind said windows. But it seems that very obviously they're trying to ignore you in some manner. You hear somebody actually like rustle up to the door with clattering of keys in their hand, and you hear the door unlock. Who is this? As they peer the door open just a small bit so that they can just see through the door.
Finally. Oh, were you gonna?
You can.
No. You're the face.
All right. Hi. My name is Nhilan. This is Oem, and I guess this here is Mud.
Hello.
We just got done negotiating a ferry over the river, and well, we don't really have any lodgings to stay. We're just wondering if there was any way we could get any.
I thought you were voices that weren't actually housed with bodies. I'm so sorry.
That
Please
doesn't sound pleasant.
come in. He opens the door, lets open to what looks to be a very small, shabby sort of abode. It doesn't seem to be a place where they sell lodgings, but it seems more like a place which is used as a lodging. So it's probably sold somewhere else, and this person's probably just taking it up right now. You see that it's a cozy 2-room house sort of building made of wooden walls of this marble-esque sort of wood. Strewn on the walls, there are candles that are lit up by lamps, wooden tables, and like one bed, which is not accommodating for you people, but it seems like he's just trying to let you inside so that you can be away from whatever seems to be outside, harboring voices, no bodies. So, how long have you been out there?
How long were we looking?
About 10 weeks.
we've
10 weeks.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
By God.
we aren't or weren't with the mud until about 2 seconds before you open the door. We've been looking for about an hour.
I wouldn't say that. Maybe like 30 minutes.
I'm not good with time.
Just about 30 minutes.
The man's just like very surprised, multiple weeks for mud, but it seems like you've only been here for like a couple of days. He gives a bit of a gaunt look at you. He's like, how long have you been in Toolikari then? It's only a couple of minutes.
We got here today.
Yeah, we arrived about. Yeah.
You'd be good to have found a house somewhere when they go outside in the dark. Something comes from the creek marsh and takes the people. It's been the case for a couple of weeks now.
It's unfortunate. My condolences.
I'll find something to pull down and turn into a bed. He just kind of like moves to the wall and starts to tear down a curtain, a couple things, just kind of like put together to make as blankets and pillows and all that stuff. But he seems to pretty much be giving you no attention. You do also notice that when he let you in, he locked the door behind you.
Oh, sorry, Mr. House Owner, but I think I've left some muddy footprints on your floor. Have you got a little cloth or something I can use to clean it up? I feel bad now.
He is like, it's really hard to look at you and not smile.
Oh, thank you.
He hands you a bit of the torn up curtain, and he's just like, I guess you could use this.
Yeah, I reach out, grab it, and I kind of I move out of my two like feet positions. I just clean them off, and then I step to try and do my own feet, and I keep get stuck in a loop. I'm like, oh, sorry, I think there's a bit. Sorry.
Yeah, you're stuck doing this for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he does this for 5 minutes straight until someone stops him.
Okay. So as you people have found your way into your accommodation, most of the conversation that's kind of been thrown between two people is like, oh, it's very fun. It's very good that you found your way here. It's very dangerous to go out there in the night. And my daughter went out and she's went missing, and a bunch of other people have went missing. The only thing that we could find is their bodies, but they're just murmuring, and it's weird because they have no pulse or whatever. It's just consistent rambling about things, trying to clue you in on what's happening. It's not an ideal time to have come here, especially apparently at the night. But as that's going, there's a little shift camera panning view to a man, well, a horse man, stood at the dock.
Need to be racial.
At a centre. A lot of people might have been able to see him if you were passing through. You might have actually seen him, specifically Michael and Finn, as you were kind of getting off of the west dock of Toolikari. You see a centaur man who's been posted up for a while, and as it's become dark, he seems to have stayed still. But the horseman, Jay.
Jay, that's me. Okay, yes, hello, I am Jay. I am playing Memor, the centaur paladin. I am a big old horsey boy. obviously, I'm assuming you know what a centaur is, horsey bottom half. I'm sort of dressed in like samurai type armor, got a very stern looking face. On the other side of 30, the one that isn't 30.
Memor, you see, as you had seen last night, there seems to be a boat which is sort of looming in the middle of the creek marsh, with a lantern, like a pole with a lantern sort of like hucked over the top of it. There's a person, it looks to be a person, that is fishing in the middle of the night. This was the thing that you saw last night as well. You were in the most sort of like steady of mind, and you saw that the boat was attacked by some sort of amphibious creature that was looming in the creek marsh. Capsized the boat, pulled the person under, readjusted the boat, and then just, it seemed as if that person was never there in the middle of the night. Just the boat, just in the middle of the night, and lost into the darkness. So since that has been the case, you notice this is a thing which has happened again. Just another person, for some reason, decided nearly the exact same location on a fishing boat in the middle of the creek marsh.
So is it the same boat, different boat? Is there much noticeable difference? Should I make a perception or something check?
I would say that you could do a perception check. If this is something that you've been doing for like the most of the day,
Yeah.
you may not even need to do a check. You would probably have investigated it beforehand. It is a similar build, probably made by the same person, nearly identical, but a different boat. The one that was attacked last night has now got some like striations on them.
Okay, so the boat has been returned then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like fished back in the morning. There was like, oh, there's a boat
I
that's
see.
went out there. We should probably get that back.
Yeah.
Expensive they are.
All right. So I'm assuming I didn't see the person leave the dock or anything.
It was like you could have, but it seems like there's some other dock. Like they didn't come from the dock. There's like only like one proper like a place to dock your boat into toolikari, but they came through the channel,
Ah, I see.
which is through the leacher wood, this weird smog forest that has hyper hallucinogenic fog that kind of just emits from the trees. So it's kind of weird to have seen someone come through this way, but it seems to be someone who's not native to toolikari village.
Okay. All right. So how long have they been out on the ocean? Or
Probably
on
like
the
10
whatever
minutes.
water? So I've been posted out just to observe. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You know what? Let's try. Approximately how far away are they?
A good paddle's distance. I'd gauge it maybe 200 feet.
Okay, so a point is they'll be able to hear me.
You'd be able, yeah, they'd be able to
Yeah.
hear you. The creek marsh is too small. It's probably like if they were on the other side, no, they wouldn't be able to hear you. But if they were like halfway there, then they could hear you.
Okay, let's do a big old shout.
Okay.
Just gonna shout, "Hello out there! I would recommend returning from whence you came. It is dangerous out here on the night. There is a big old beastie in that creek, and it may try to swallow you up."
You see as you've like called over the person's like head darted towards you, almost as if they've been caught doing something bad, and they're just like, oh god, and it's like they got shocked. They didn't expect to hear any noise, and it's just like, this is a public creek marsh, right?
Yes, but I this is for your own safety that I am offering this recommendation.
Do either a persuasion or an intimidation check. First roll of the game.
Oh, do a persuasion because I'm not trying to be spooky. Okay, so for the first test of the game, persuasion check. I roll, and that 20.
Yes!
Okay, that's actually insane.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
I know.
He's like, oh, whoa, okay,
I did
Jesus
play-
Christ, and he gets his paddles. He's just like they've been like on his side, and he just like, whoa! He just like starts doing like the most like dramatic sort of paddle movements, whereas like his arms go all the way above his head and then back down beneath like.
Fully embracing the Toon Force.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, I'm doing it.
His movements become a blur.
His hands move like Sonic's legs.
The oars just turn into arms and are like swimming.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just performing like the arm beckoning, come here motion.
He starts rushingly trying to get like back to like the dock because he's like, I can't go back through like the channel. He's like, oh god. The boat starts making its way over. You start to notice that there seems to be some sort of like unease in the usually steady water.
Oh, okay, just keep it coming. Nearly there. I'm getting ready to draw my longbow.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not for you. This is for your safety. Do not worry.
Okay.
Just keep rowing. Just keep rowing.
So yeah, he makes his way, and then you notice that this giant sort of like amphibious frog creature sort of like lunges out of the water. As you said that you were going to get your bow, I'd let you make a reactionary attack if you'd like to.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
It's do you have dark vision?
I do not have dark vision.
Human.
You'll make this roll with a disadvantage.
Okay. That brings my total to 15.
Okay, yeah, you let an arrow loose from your quiver, and it just zips into the air, and then finds itself like landed right inside the side of this creature between its neck and the shoulder, and it like lets out this big gurgled scream, and then it just like goes back under the water to try and hide.
Okay. Cool.
This man's just like, oh my god! Ah! He's just freaking out. He's just like, oh! He's just like rowing as much as he can, and seeing as you made that shot, it's a bit too scared to come back out, and he's able to make his way to the dog. He's like, how did you know that?
Well, I have been staring here for a few hours now. Patience is how I know that.
Do you not feel like really stiff?
Yes. It's a miracle I was able to draw my bow in time.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, you know what I can do now? I'm like, he just like looks at all the buildings. He's just like, they're very obviously like all of them are shut. Even like a shop which all of its lights are off. He's like, like now what? Switch over to the group. You did just hear a guy just scream really loudly, a bit far in the distance outside.
I've just been watching this from the window.
Yeah.
Is this another case of one of those people being spirited away?
I stop wiping up my own footprints, and I look towards you guys and say, I think there's a little green boggy man in there.
Are we going to go and intervene?
I don't know. Hold on, let me just ask God real quick. Yeah. That's
All
the
right.
boat.
Giant creature's gone. They don't appear to have a place to stay, though. Should we let them in?
It's not our house, is it?
Well, we can let him in. It's fine.
Okay.
He just like unlocks the door. He's just like, what are you guys doing out there? Get in, get in.
Same time, giant monsters, I feel like, needs to be dealt with in some...
Just looks like a giant animal. I can't exactly see too well out there.
I suppose so.
It was a nasty big beastie. I didn't really see it very much, though. I was too busy looking at the floor.
No, I had a much better view of the monster. So it was quite big.
Ah! Oh, sorry, you scared me there. You did the big thing, and okay.
Also, Mud,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, hello.
I would like to apologise for the way I spoke to you before. I see now that it was uncalled for.
He just nods.
I am incredibly tired. We have been walking for very long. Very long.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Apology accepted. He puts his thumb up and just holds it up there for an uncomfortable amount of time.
When it gets too uncomfortable, I put my thumb up as well and turn away.
Oh, okay.
You can put yours. Yes, you can put yours down now.
All right. Okay.
You were gestured to by some random person. Just like make your way, if you can, to a house.
And you see a small splodge waving at you.
I'm like holding you up.
Ah!
What's the motion? You said I was provided lodgings, yes?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll just go to the man. All right. You get inside. Stay in here for the night. These assortment of characters will likely take care of you, and I shall return to the house that has been assigned to me.
Yeah.
Kooky, colourful
There's
characters.
literally just like a summer as like a beach house. Yeah. So it's very small. It's effectively like a stable but half the size for you. Because it's like it's supposed to be a storage shed, and you were just like, oh, I mean, I guess we could give you this.
Yeah. It allows me to see the waters.
Sleep amongst the tools.
It's like you're in a ghillie suit, but it's a building.
Yeah.
Constant.
You've just got like binoculars. You're just like looking through like a very small slit window, and there's just like these giant cartoony eyes of a centaur man. He's just like, I'm gonna get him. Man comes in. He looks a bit like startled. But effectively, he's given the exact same treatment of just like explaining what's happened. My daughter, she's went missing. Her boyfriend, he went missing. They all went missing, and their voices come out in the night. It's very scary.
As soon as you guys look away, you notice Mud's not there, and you look around the room, and he's just on top of a bookshelf.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How'd you get up there?
Oh. Well, I walked.
Can you walk up walls?
Sometimes, if I believe real hard.
This creature confuses me.
I am very slowly coming around to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I left a bit of a mud mark up your wall, I think.
There's just like a giant, it's like a cartoon thing where he's like vampire walked up the wall with just his feet, and there's like actual like footprints that like line up on the wall like a running track, where he's just like whipped up onto a shelf.
Yeah, if you listen hard enough, you just hear like a...
Okay. But pretty much everyone's been given their accommodations. The conversations been had by this man who seems to be just like really trying to give everyone something comfortable to at least sleep on, because obviously he has one bed. It's supposed to be a place where you buy as lodgings, and he's just trying to save as many lives as he can right now because he's quite scared for the people that are out around. So pretty much the night goes over. Those who want to pretty much have a sleep, obviously, you know, we haven't even done any combat or expended anything, so it's not too big a deal. But in the midst of the night, everyone does hear some sort of coercions of voices of people that you have never met, never heard of, just pretty much asking and beckoning, please let me in, please let me in. And every so often the man will have like a peer out in the outdoors, and then he'll immediately like shut the door. He looks quite tired, to be honest. He seems to have been up nearly all night, because most of the voices seem to wake him up. He seems like to be quite a light sleeper. Does any of this raise your like attention?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will admit, well, I think Oem was a bit suspicious of the man when he first sort of entered, but now that there's no eyes on him and he's sort of, there's no reason to play. I think he's a bit more trusting.
Okay.
Fair. Yeah, good time to mention, Mud did not move from the top of the bookshelf, and in fact he laid down and then reverted to a pile of mud, and you can't discern him from just mud. Like, someone just got a shovel of mud and just put it on there.
It's just like a clump of dirt.
He's completely unaware of anything. He's in nirvana right now, and he's loving it.
I am going to do the man a kindness whilst I still can.
Okay.
I am going to clean up all of mud.
Like, just me?
Not you.
Oh, okay.
All the mud you've left
Yeah,
over
yeah.
that you can't clean up. And then just like...
PT does struggle.
Just puts him in a bucket.
Yeah, just like wring it out onto mud and then put his boots in front of him so he's not making any more mess.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, Mud is wearing no clothes. He is naked.
Well, to be fair, he doesn't like have any like proper anatomy. He's just like a little.
He's just goop.
He's just like a little cartoony mud guy.
He genuinely is, yeah.
Basically 2 balls.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
Two balls with limbs.
2 balls with little like rotund limbs.
Yeah. Nhilan, what was the thing that raised sort of like your attention to the voices or anything like that?
The whole thing about it, really, he's never heard anything like it, so he's just writing down everything so he doesn't, he doesn't forget it. Also, he'd probably like peer out to see if there's any sort of, he can't even see it because he doesn't have dark vision, but he's trying to see if there is some bit of light that illuminates maybe one of these things, if they do have like a form they take or something. And of course, if there isn't, he doesn't find anything, but he'd try.
You just like a peer out the window or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the curtains were like drawn down now, and there's like this very little light indoors. It seems that whatever this creature is, it's not sort of like I see something indoors. Like the lights are on mostly, so like you can look outside. You see there is a creature. It's very humanoid. It looks very similar to you, although its body looks to be very like water damaged. and instead of having a mouth, they have this human skin scarred with all this like salt burn and all that. But they have, instead of like a mouth, they have these like 4 odd-looking, almost intestine-looking tubes out of where their mouth should be, and glossy, like brown lenses as eyes. And they're just speaking in like these tongues of voices, and he's just the person who let you into the house. He's just like, as a voice comes up, he's just like, "There is the thing that speaks with no, is the voices with no bodies. He's taking the voice of my daughter."
Are there multiple, or is it just one?
I think there's a couple of them.
Thank you for the information. Thank you. I'm going to take out one of my many books that are empty. I'm also going to take out my quill and ink. I'm just going to write down the description of these creatures because I've never seen anything like them.
Yeah.
Good to remember for later.
Yeah. Pretty much, I mean, as you can look at them, they are fairly clothed, so that, like, you know, their parts are hidden, but pretty much, like, that's all that's hidden. So it's literally, like, chest is present, bunch of, like, rips and scars over their skin, like a zombie, honestly. Very, like, torn up tissue, but it's all very bleached, salt burned, and which is weird because, firstly, a creek is freshwater.
Yeah, freshwater. Yeah.
So it's a bit weird for something to be like assault, but it might have. I mean, like, you could do a nature check, or sorry, survival, a nature or survival.
I will use nature. That's not good. That's a 6.
Okay. I mean, like, you do pick up the fact, like, it's very weird for something to be very salt burned, even though if he says it's coming from a creek, you know that a creek is freshwater, so there shouldn't be any salt in there. But that's all that you can really derive from it. There's nothing else you can pick up.
After I've made my notes and little theories, I pack up my kit and I just sit down, try and get some rest.
As you sit down, he's... Oh, sorry. Something.
Do you tell anyone about what you saw?
I plan to say in the morning.
So, as you sit down, the farmer's just like, well, it's not too much to worry about. They'll be gone in the morning. They don't stay out in the day, so we'll have some time to talk about in the sunlight. You get to meet that centaur man. He's a very good man. He's been helping us out, making sure that people are less casualties and all that. So, hopefully we'll see till tomorrow. And as he does that, he tucks into the night, closes the door behind him into his bedroom, and leaves you all in this very cramped space. The person that was attacked by this weird, sort of large, bloated amphibian creature seems to be quite shaken up, but they've been able to sort of like calm their nerves enough where they've also fallen asleep. So everyone's asleep now. As the night goes on, it's a little restless, even for Memor. You hear these coercions of these voices, but it seems that for some reason these creatures are not confident enough to try and get through a door. So you seem to be safe as well. But you hear whistle bugs as they start making their creaking sort of chitters in the morning. People are coming out of their houses as you see Toolikari in a Dayan state.
You just hear a splat. Arm up! I fell off the bookshelf.
Mud, please put your boots on.
I don't have boots.
Then what were you wearing earlier that you said you would take it off? Are you
Just,
au natural?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like God intended.
Am I going crazy? I swear there were boots earlier, Nylan.
I just thought that you gave your boots.
I thought that you gave your boots as well. He never wore anything.
I didn't see any.
Then what did I give him?
You just literally just grabbed some boots from the front door, and you've just given this like the stranger who's let you like sleep in his house. You've just been like, oh well, these must be his boots, and then you just put them on in front of Mud. You notice that also these boots are like half the size of Mud. They're like wellies.
Yeah, as I fell off the bookshelf, I just like squidged past them. So they're just all covered in goop. Like they're just covered in my muddy residue.
One of them just like fell like on Mud as he like, that's what like the squelch noise, how it's like the clatter and like a giant bang, and then like just like a boot just went on him.
So, Mud, what exactly are you? Are you like...
I'm a little muddy guy.
But are you like an infinite source of mud? or are you simply a finite source of mud that seems to have sentience, but can survive by letting it drip off of you? What is the nature of your being?
He doesn't seem to understand.
It's
Are you-
like dirt but wet. I don't really know. My brain kind of just like fills in the blanks by thinking, oh, one day a magical wizard with a big watering jug just poured some magical water on the ground, and whoa, there I am. I don't really know, but that's what I think.
I did not. I knew that answer before I asked him the question somehow.
I don't know. I'd also like to think that sometimes I might be like, my God picked me to do things.
We shall see.
I see very well.
Just look at his eyes. They're just his giant beady eyes.
They are they're a little.
Like very, very like counter words, whatever. Like big, small. He's got like
Massive eyes compared to his head.
effectively they're just pupils,
Yes.
so they seem like they should be bigger.
Do
Yeah.
they not blink in sync? It's just like one blink.
No, he doesn't. Blinking does not happen for this little man. His eyelids drip down and just kind of deals with it like midday.
He doesn't.
Oh, that went from cute to creepy.
He's moist enough. He's fine. He's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of him which is just like, oh, that's cute. Oh no, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. If you look too close into his eyes, you realise they're actually compound eyes, like a fly. He has a bunch of little tiny eyes making up his one
Eye.
eye.
Nylan, would you come here for a minute? I am not good with mud, it appears.
I don't think I'm much better, but I'll give it a go.
You are the talker
Thank you.
of the two of us. Also, plans. Are we to investigate the ruins?
Well, the man who's kind enough to let us stay here mentioned that that centaur guy has been helping out recently about this whole situation. Maybe it might be worth asking him. It might have something to do with the ruins.
You wish to help him? Fine.
Hey, Mud.
Oh, hello.
So I'm just gonna go ask where the centaur person was. Do you remember the one from last night?
Oh, yeah. I think I saw like a hoof, or like one or two.
Well, apparently he's been helping out around these parts. So
I love helping people.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's something that relates to what we're after as well.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, if I can help people, I'll go.
All right then. Yep. So that makes
I'm down. Yay!
3.
Whoa! And he like starts running. He climbs up the fucking door and just like pulls on the handle and just like swings on it and just jumps down and just like keeps running and flailing his arms.
No,
which
Mud, you're spraying. You're spraying everywhere. No.
Hey, yay! And as you notice, like he's running, his arms like kind of extend, but also like retract depending on the position of them in like the flail. Inflatable
sock
tube man.
people, yeah.
It is. It's a wacky inflatable tube man, but he's real
Yeah.
and he's here.
You're just like running into the middle of like in the middle of the village street,
Yeah.
in like the village proper, and it's just like you see like a bunch of wooden houses. You pick up a strong scent of tree sap, and you notice that it is more emanating from the woods than anywhere else, but it is actually more overpowering than like the stagnant smell of water. No traces of anyone, like any people or even those creatures that you saw beforehand. What, are you making your way to the dock where the centaur was?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. You mosey your way up to the dock. It seems to be like a very small 1 or 2 boat sort of placing dock. It seems like most of the boats are like pulled out of the actual creek when they aren't in use. So there seems to be just one that's currently roped up to this like dock part. There also seems to be a couple like what looks to be like very small beach houses. One tall, very thin standing houses, and in front of it, we'll say that Memor, you're just probably posted up again, right?
Yeah, back on the watch, staring at the creek once again.
Would you have gotten distracted by the small thing just screaming?
Yeah, I've turned around.
As soon as you turn around, you just hear like a... And he just trips over a stone and just goes face first into the mud again.
Full monster kid.
Oh,
I just approach him. Are you all right, little one?
I'm okay, I think. And I just kind of like do a little push-up motion. I just...
It's like my eyes are just kind of in a slightly different position. One's higher and one's lower, and I just go like,
it's like sticking to the ground.
yeah, exactly. I'm just like,
Yeah, just sort of bend down and offer you a hand.
I just kind of go, oh, it's okay, I got it, and I just grab like both sides of my head and just shake it. And it's just like it's almost like a googly eyes. The eyes just kind of shake around for a second, and then they end up back right where they should be.
Oh no, it's okay. I've got it. Thank you though. Oh, you're the centaur man. Is that? Did I say it right?
Yes, centaur. Yes.
Oh, okay,
that
that's
is
good.
what I am.
Nice. Yeah, we were looking for you. I think.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello there.
Not as fast as our friend here.
I'm faster. I've been here the whole time.
Yes, I'm quite slow. Right. So, we heard that you have been helping out the people with this whole disembodied voices thing.
Yes, I have been watching and waiting and doing a bit more watching, and I have seen some sort of weird bog frog creature, and yes, I've seen those undead-looking corpses with the weird mouths walking around.
See, the theory is they come from the creek.
Yeah.
But when I took a look at one last night, they appeared, like they were coated in a layer of salt. The creek water is supposed to be fresh water, not sea.
I don't know. Maybe that's just what their skin looks like.
It's just a strange thing is all. I noticed it. Might not be anything important, but
I mean, I'm from the forest and I look like mud. I could be a load of different things.
I think you are just unique, Mud.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
anyway,
I think you're unique too.
Is there any way we can help? What's your name, sir?
I am Memor.
Nice to meet you, Memor. I am Nhilan. This is Oem, and that's Mud.
Mud.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Just imagine you've just
That
been,
is-
sat in like a puddle.
Yeah, I have.
That is also his name.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Thank you for clarifying. Yes.
We're not racist.
Ah,
I don't think I have one of those.
Is there any way we can help?
let's see. Well, I have just been sort of standing and staring, making sure people don't die. It seems to be mostly safe during the day. It only really... So, I was thinking of maybe trying to see if there's a cause I can find during the day, if it's asleep or something. Though, if it's at the bottom of the creek, I cannot get down there for obvious reasons of creek and legs.
Yeah, if we find the thing that's causing it, then we can talk to him and be friends, and then it's all good. Yay! I think.
Yeah. Assumedly, this thing has killed multiple people, so I think vengeance is more likely than friendship.
Oh.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Memor, you would have probably been inquired or been at least told some things of what the village folk know about this creature. It's called the Creek Marsh Man-Eater. There's only one, as far as people are aware. It's not likely to surface in the day. It has. It's one of the main reasons why there's not many fish on this side of the creek marsh. And it's a giant, bloated, amphibious, semi-frog thing. But it mainly eats fish, which is a bit abstract because you would have assumed like maybe bugs, but yeah, it just eats fish.
Maybe it eats men.
It does also eat
Like the
men.
name. Yeah.
It does, to be fair, yeah. It does.
Could be.
Maybe it's not that weird.
Maybe it's just got a very refined palate.
It's a very gluttonous creature, though.
Yeah.
Although you would have maybe not have accepted the offering, they did say that if you are interested in trying to capture it, kill it, whatever, trying to restrain it in a way where they can make sure that it is no longer a problem, they will give you a hefty penny, probably around 200 gold pieces, which is pretty big money. Even like that's like genuinely like a lot of money, because their main concern is that this is something which is impeding people from getting to and from the toolikari and the toolikari market or the other way across the woods on the other creek marsh, which goes through the leacher wood. It also makes it so that people can't get out of Toolikari very easily because you have to kind of get around places via boat unless you want to go south through Loggers Haven, which obviously isn't that big a deal, but also it's just kind of inconvenient. So, I mean, it would be doing people a big service. The other problem, obviously, is these weird sort of leacher things, which are these weird voice stealers and people killers. They just kill people, steal their voices.
It's a simple life.
Yeah, it's a very simple lived creature.
Simple, hard-working guys.
But they do seem to... I mean, you probably wouldn't have had a chance to look at them because they're incredibly fast, and if you were outdoors looking at them, they would go straight for you. But had you been given probably a perception check or a history check if you'd like.
We'll go for history. Why not? I rolled an... do I have a modifier? Let's have a look. I don't have a mod.
That's an 18.
Okay. It's an 18.
18, yes.
18 is still good.
Yeah.
You remember, they do seem to actually walk into the leacher wood when it turns to about 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, somewhere around then. Getting out early in the morning is kind of inconvenient because these things are heavy at people, especially seeing as it's spring, so it's still dark in the morning most days. But yeah, so that's what you know. That's how much money you could have been provided. So assuming that you were happy to take it.
I likely would have declined the money in return for just sort of while I'm here to help them, just receiving food and lodging.
Okay, cool.
So how do we get the big thing? How do we get it?
That I am not sure. It is assumedly at the bottom of the creek. However, there are the other creatures that we might be able to deal with as they go into the leacher wood.
Oh, okay. If you give me about a week, I could go under the water.
That is oddly specific. What are you capable of growing gills? Or...
Yeah, thereabouts. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, what exactly are you?
Mud!
We don't know what he is.
Yes, he has one answer for every question.
I see.
No, what? I'm just... it's just because you keep asking the same question.
Oh yes, I might try and take a small expedition into the leacher wood to see if I can find anything about creature B, we'll call it. The creature A being the man-eater of the bog.
Oh yeah, I walked in there once. The trees kept like looking at me funny and insulting my weight. So I left.
Your weight is fine.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I can tell from here. You are growing to be a strong young man.
Yay.
That's a point.
I'm two.
Oh, well, and you're wandering around all by yourself?
You do also obviously remember that like specific races of creatures mature at a lot faster rates. You don't know what mud is. Best you could assume is like maybe he's like a halfling, which is just pretending he's a mud creature, or like a young dwarf or a young west side gnome. Maybe he could be an east side gnome. To be fair, they're mushroom people. He might just be covered in mud.
Yeah.
No, I was like this when I was born. Well, from the floor, from the ground.
Perhaps some sort of elemental.
You mentioned something about a wizard just pouring water on the floor, right?
There was more of
Yes, we have asked him about this.
That was more of a prophetic vision. If anything.
Inconclusive is the least.
Could I attempt some sort of arcana check on mud?
Yeah, you could do nature or arcana, yeah.
We'll go arcana. I rolled an 18.
Okay, so he
say.
probably is something called a primal born. That's what you can best derive from it. Primal born are people who are like effectively elementals, but if elementals weren't confined to 4 elements, so he might just be like a swamp primal born, where he's made of mud or something. The ability to adapt is a bit of a maybe he's not, because like, as far as you're aware, most primal born aren't really born with adaptations, like, or consistently like rotating adaptations. So the best you could assume he's a primal born, or he's something really weird. That's all you can really know. There's not much to figure out with like your background.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't know much.
All right then. So yes, I think I will go on to a little expedition into the leacher wood. Maybe the creatures are sleeping and I can use that as an opportunity.
Would you like a hand? I mean, I'm more than happy to go help. We're planning on going through the leacher wood soon to get to some ruins.
Oh,
So
I don't like it in there.
Do not worry. The voices aren't real. Your weight is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, yes, if it is beneficial to you as well, of course. I am doing it for the sake of these villagers as they are
I mean,
suffering.
Saving the people is just a little cherry on top,
I'm doing it because he wants to do it, and I point at Nylan.
Ah, that. I see. What is your relationship?
We've just been working
We
together.
met each other a week ago at a bar.
Oh,
Neither of us drinks. Oh wait, do you drink? I forgot.
Sometimes, only in small amounts.
We weren't drinking, so that's how we met.
I see.
He stood out like a thorn.
I absorb moisture through my skin. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't call it that. It's just mud. My skin's the same as my insides.
That is.
Just imagine you just like grab you just like plunge your hand inside yourself and just grab out mud.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I hold it up, and you almost feel like you might be able to see it beating, but it's just could be just because it's like kind of dripping a little.
They do the Indiana Jones like
Yeah.
Kalima,
Yeah.
Kalima.
Cully mud.
I just reach back. Oh, I think that might be important.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good now.
All right.
Okay, so what you plan to probably try and expedite into the Leechwood.
Yes, ideally trying to follow a similar trail to that I saw the creatures going in originally.
Yeah, there's a carved path that like enters into the Leechwood. After a certain distance, the path doesn't really go any further because most people aren't a massive fan of going through there. Yeah. It was mainly used so that they could probably make progress on the canal. But now it's been made, there's not much point in using it anymore. So for that reason, it's kind of been just like left to be overgrown. That's where you saw them go through. You also know that the Leechwood is very dangerous. It makes it so that you hallucinate a lot, you see a lot, you forget to eat and all that stuff. So there's the toolikari markets. So there's one on either side of the entrance of the canal, where there are people who are kind of selling like odd bits and commodities, and one of them, well, the primary sort of function of why this was made in the first place was to try and sell things that helped you get through the Leechwood without being as affected by this mist. So you might want to go there.
Yeah.
If you'd like to.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
Best to be prepared.
Okay, so you go to the toolikari market. There is what looks to be like they've pretty much made it's like a stilt village. It's like a bunch of like pop-up shops that have been like stilted over the creek, and like there's like a bridge that kind of like makes it so you can access all of them. You see that there's about like 4 booths, one of them being ran by a guy who's very obviously a wizard, wearing the hat and all the colors and all the robes. He's got like a bunch of jars of tiny little geckos in there, like at the back.
I need to free them. I need to get them out of there. They don't like it. I don't think they like it.
You see another one of a small like gnomish man who seems to have a couple like trinkets and different sort of like very simple household artifact or household magic items. And then another 2 which are just selling food, which is like a couple baroshkins, which are like boar people, and they've got like a big jambalaya pot. And then another one, which is like people who are selling like fish tackle, and they also have a couple of food there, but the food seems like better, and it seems like the fish tackle was supposed to be like what they were selling, but then the food sold better, so they just have more food than tackle.
I suppose it makes sense if there aren't many fish around because of the creature, then.
Yeah. So where would you like to go?
All right. I think I will first inquire with the wizard.
Yeah?
Yes, with his geckos.
You come up to a wizard.
Follow along.
You walk up to like this very small, it's like a box made of wood with like a gun range box even.
Oh.
Where it's literally just like there seems to be no way in. And it's just like there's like a window where like he can serve you, and there's just like stuff all over the walls with a couple shelves. Yeah, so there's just you see this guy, he's dressed in like purple with white stripes, and he's got big brimmed wizard hat. He's a lizard folk. He's like a newt lizard folk, and he's just like, oh,
Hello. I am looking to get through the leacher wood.
oh, of course. You're trying to get through the leacher wood, of course. And he's just like he walks back. He's got this weird sort of like two like kids in a trench coat movement to him, where he's like swaying side to side. And he like goes and he slumps forward over onto like a shelf, and he grabs like a newt in a jar, and then he like leans backwards more than like he looks like his back should properly do. He genuinely has a big 3 kids in a trench coat vibe. And then like he turns back round and his body's like very ragdolly and like he props himself back up. And he like puts like a newt in a jar on the sort of like a selling post or whatever. It's just like, oh, you got one of these. They make you just eat it and then it makes it so that you can't.
Let him out of there.
He can't even see me. I'm so small. I'm just like, you just hear like a little disembodied voice.
Get him out.
Imagine you just found a stool and you took it. It's just like
definitely.
you can just see like the top of your eyes.
Yeah. I'm just like kind of jumping like, let him out. No.
Every 3-year-old.
I'm
Yeah.
2.
So he just like he plops down a like a newt in a jar. It's like you eat one of these and it makes it so that you don't have to worry about the acid fog and it makes it really easy to go through those. So all you need.
Mud, can you even eat?
Yeah. I eat mud.
Oh god damn it!
No, I'm not a cannibal. That's mean.
Speaking of cannibal, are you related to these?
No, these are not little folk.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there was a sort of a physical resemblance. Pardon me if that was
That's
offensive.
messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up, dude.
Sorry, I thought it may be some sort of infant stage.
Do you want to buy my newts or what?
Are they dead?
No.
Must they be eaten while alive?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. It's mean.
I've had worse.
I want to pet him on the head and save him. I want to take care of him like he was my little child. I'll just deal with the fucking woods.
He just like stomps off, like looking down at his shoes, kind of just
This is like
defeated.
kicks a rock into the creek.
It's just boosh. Starts skipping rocks.
It's like it's noon somehow. So what are you gonna buy it or not?
All right. One question.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 2 questions. First question: how long does a newt last?
Oh, it's pretty. I mean, it varies. It was like it's how young they are. The younger they are, the more it works. So, you it depends on the one you want to buy. But if you want to spend like probably 2 gold, you can get one that lasts for about 5 hours.
Do you have any pregnant ones?
Huh? I mean, I do breed them, but I don't sell those ones.
Just out of sheer curiosity, how many eggs does a pregnant newt lay?
2.
I don't think you can be pregnant if you lay eggs.
I'm going to turn to Nylan and just go, if we take 2 pregnant ones.
I don't sell the pregnant ones.
They don't exist. They shit
Excuse
an
me,
egg
sorry,
out on their
I'm having a
duck.
private conversation. If we steal 2 of the pregnant ones,
We're not stealing them.
You're not.
you're such a buzzkill.
Stealing's bad.
See,
I'm over
Agreed,
here,
little
so
one.
sorry.
You just see like Mud's like 3 meters away. He's just like found a bunch of stones that have washed up somehow. And he's just like, he's not skipping them. He's just like throwing them and making big splashes.
Splash.
I'll put 2 gold on the counter and say a 5-hour one sounds good.
All right. He hands you it.
Thank you.
I will
3 more where that came from, and I'm going to pat Memor on the shoulder. On him.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will provide.
Checks out the funds. Here you go, sir.
Oh,
There you go. He hands you as many as you need. How much you paying for?
He asked for 3, so I paid for 3.
So just remove 6 gold from your inventory as you pay for it. All right. Well, do you need anything else, or is it just like you gonna leave me alone?
He's good enough.
Do you have any other recommendations for equipment to take into the leacher wood, or do you have any other knowledge of it?
Oh, well, I mean, you probably want to get a tent if you're going to stay in there. I mean, to be fair, most people don't spend too much long in there. So, if you're staying in there, then probably buy more newts. It can be more money. But if you don't plan on staying in there, then maybe just probably something to keep you, some sort of range stuff to kind of deter the predators, because, you know, they see something wandering in there and it's a humanoid and they're just like, yeah, I'm going to eat that. So probably some cologne, some sort of perfume. I know that guy over there, he points over to the tackle shop. It's like, well, I mean, he sells some stuff which is used for tackle, but actually it works quite well against the predators.
Oh, well then, in that case, we will take a look. Thank you, kind sir, for your
bye.
service.
Thank you very much.
If there were a review system, I would leave you 5 of the stars.
Yeah, it's called a tip jar. He just puts up a jar which looks to have had like a gecko in it.
It's got all the slime on the outside.
Yeah.
All the coins are sticking.
You see that there's like a little piece of like paper on top of the jar which says tip jar. No, there wasn't something in this beforehand, and there looks to be like literally 1 gold piece.
I will double it and add another gold.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye.
How
Didn't
loaded are you?
He didn't deserve that.
So you're gonna walk up to the tackle shop.
Yep, heading over to the tackle shop.
You walk up to it looks like another like gun range but box. So it is like this one actually looks like there is a way to get in there though. So you could assume that one of 2 things is true with that Newt guy. He either clambers over the shelf to get in, or he's like magical and he just teleports in or something like that. But you see like it looks to be like a very like father and son sort of situation. You see there's like a dwarf. He's got this big sort of beard, and you see he's got a bunch of like fish hooks and all that stuff like stuck in his beard as decoration. And his son, he doesn't have a beard, but he still has a bunch of fish hooks which he's like strung from ear to ear. So he's got like effectively like a chain of fish hooks because he wants to look like his dad. He's just like, oh, welcome. Well, how can I help you?
Yes, hello. We're looking to go into the leacher wood and have been warned. Apparently, you can. Well, not warned. Told that apparently you can provide some sort of resource to fend off predators.
Oh, you're talking about the chum. Okay.
Chum. Okay.
He just he gets a big bucket
Oh no.
of what looks like squished bugs. And it's just like, this mulch is great. I mean, you use it to get rid of you catch all of the good fish because they love the bugs. But apparently, for some reason, it's really good to deter the big beasts that live in the leacher wood, specifically the roper.
As soon as he stops talking, like mud just like kind of just climbs up to his shelf.
And I say, actually, mud isn't with like bugs and stuff. Mud's like mulch. Sorry, mulch is like mud related. Mulch is made out of the ground, and you put it back on the ground. You got it wrong. Sorry.
It's a bunch of squished up bugs. It's bug meat, pretty much. Yeah, you put this all over yourself, and it makes the predators just be like, nah.
I assume it absolutely stinks.
It does. It smells rancid. That's why I got this nose pin.
I remove it. Oh! I just like stretch my weirdly long limbs and I just go.
Yeah, it's like a snake was hidden in your your joints.
Don't.
It's just like, oh, I'm fine.
Got your nose, and he jumps off.
Yeah, you just look at this dwarven man. His eyes are watering from the smell.
He's got his nose right underneath the fucking chub. Of course it is. Does he happen to have no visible eyes and just one massive eyebrow?
No,
Oh, shit.
we're not doing 2 references.
That's a shame.
Just got it.
So you want a bit of the chum?
No.
Sure, I will.
You ran away.
I know. He's just no. Yeah, he just screams it from halfway across the fucking field.
Are you both willing to cover yourselves in chum to fend off predators?
Yes. It's a survival tactic, so yes.
Are you sure you only met a week ago? You seem very in sync.
It's been a very long week.
Understood. Very, very well. How much for 3 people's worth of chum? I don't. I think I'm not sure how mud would interact with it. Would it just?
I'm okay. Predators don't like to eat mud anyway.
You you look at the man. You see his eyes are very watery. He's just like, well, you get a handful of chum, which can cover most of your body. I mean, it's enough to deter the predators. For probably like 2 silver. So, give me a gold, and I'll give you back 4.
That sounds good. I would like to purchase double the chum myself, for I'm carrying. Just look behind me. There is a bit more me than there are others. Yes. No.
Okay. Yes. So that's 4 man's quantities, 4 handfuls.
4 handfuls. Yes.
Right. That's 8. So if you give me a gold, I'll give you 2 silver back.
Yep, I will place a gold on the table.
He returns 2 silver. gives
Actually,
you-
no, keep the change.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And he just looks at his kid. He's just like, look at that. You got some pocket money. And the kid's just like, oh, thank you.
Well, enjoy the rest of your. Did we receive the chum in? Is it in a bucket or is
No, he just hands it. He grabs a handful, and then he gives you. He just gives you it. It's just like containers cost another 2.
2 gold or silver?
2 silver.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll put down another gold.
Bro's just cashing out. He started the fucking session with like.
Bucket, please.
Right. He gives you the He gives you what looks to be. It's like a jar. He gives you a jar. It's like this will hold all of it. It's a big like what is it? Distilling jar.
Yeah. And
Mason jar.
Mason jar.
yeah. Respectably, I'll not with this quantity say keep the change.
Oh well, there's no pain in trying to sneak it by you.
Yeah.
He gives you back 8 silver.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, safe travels. Hopefully, we'll see you again.
Yep. Thank you for the service. Goodbye.
Okay.
And now, so we've got
You've got to collect mud now.
Yeah. Mud, where have you gone?
Mud, you just you've somehow gotten all the way you're you're just splish splashing on the creek.
I wanted to say that I was just emerged from the muddy pathway, just.
Oh hi. What's happening?
We're getting ready to enter.
Okay.
The forest, the swamp, the place.
I don't want to, but okay. It's scary in there.
You do not have to come with us.
No, I'm coming. It's okay. I need help.
Wait, what do you need help with?
No, I need 2 help.
Oh, you need 2 help.
Yeah.
I see.
He said he likes helping others.
That's a calling of mine. And also, me goddess says it. That's why I was in the mud. I was talking to her.
What was she saying?
Yeah, got to go in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but it's okay though. I'm happy with it. My goddess gives me the bravery to face any challenge, so I'm okay. I think.
All right, well then, let's get ready to go.
Yay!
And approaching the leacher wood.
And that's where I guess we'll end this session.
Yes.
Hey, we did it.